Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Prize Picks video. In this one, we're talking about the NBA for Thursday, February 1st, and in this video, we have 5 picks for you guys to consider, so stay tuned throughout the video so you guys can hear all 5 of the picks. Also, if you guys are not in the private Discord, it's less than $1 per day on the monthly plan to get over here. You get access to 5+ cappers plus our projections. A ton of people have been winning over here. You can see a ton of flip hits here. Nice college basketball hit. And some massive back-to-back 6-pick slip hits over here for members of the private Discord. And what I love about some of the cappers that we have over here is they only give out their favorite picks. So Volo only gave out 3 NBA picks today, but all 3 of them hit. So definitely consider joining up in the Discord, less than $1 per day. Get access to those 5+ cappers in the private Discord, and people are hitting some massive slips as you saw over there. So let's get into the first pick of the video. Going to Derek White here, and we're going to go to the assists here for Derek White. He needs 5 of them in this game. Actually, one thing that I love about Derek White is he's pretty blowout proof because he has a pretty low floor on the minutes that he's played so far this season, and this is a number that he's been hitting. So liking this one for Derek White against the Lakers in a pretty nice matchup here. Looking at Derek White over on Outlier, which is a tool that I use every single day for player prop data. One of the best tools out there in my opinion. They do have a 7-day free trial if you want to check it out in the link down below. But you can see Derek White over 4.5 on Outlier. He's hit this in 55% of his games so far this year. And we can scroll down a little bit and see the minutes he's played this year. And really in the last 9 games, the least amount of minutes he played was 24.5. Didn't play much in this blowout game, but every other game so far this year he's played at least 24 minutes or more. So liking Derek White due to that reason. And we could come up here and give him at least 25 minutes and see that this bumps up to 57% of the time he's hit this one. And then as of late, he's been playing 35 minutes in games or more. And that's happened quite a few times this year. So we can even give him 35 minutes, and he's hit this in 12 of 19 games. Basically half the game so far this year he's played 35 minutes almost. So pretty crazy. Derek White, if it's close, he could play 35 minutes, but I think he should have a floor of around 25 minutes at least, which he's hit this 57% of the time when that happens. And a great matchup against the Lakers, 23rd in most assists allowed per game. They allow almost 28 assists per game. So I think Derek White in a good spot here to hit this one. Next, we're going to go to another pick from this game, Anthony Davis, and we're going to go to OddsJam for this one to look at one of their favorite picks over here. OddsJam, they have a 7-day free trial, and their tool is all about finding the best value based on other sportsbooks. So you can compare Prizepicks lines over here or any of these other sites like Fliff up here. But one of their favorite picks here is Anthony Davis over the rebounds plus assists at 14.5. You could see minus 145 on DraftKings, minus 140 on Fliff, minus 132 on FanDuel. So a lot of sites are liking it. We're going to go to this one, also one that I'm liking as well. So Anthony Davis is going to go over on the rebounds plus assists for him. Checking this one out over on Outlier, you can see that the rebounds plus assists, as we scroll over to it, is one that he's hit 64% of the season, and he's hit this a lot in his last 10, 7 of his last 10, and 7 of his last 9 games he's gone over this. So he's absolutely been smashing this one. Boston will give up a good amount of rebounds here, just 19th in the league in rebounds per game, so they do give up a good amount here. Anthony Davis going to be in a good spot, and also pretty blowout proof as well. If you come over to the entire season, the least amount of minutes we've seen him play is 26.5 all year. So pretty blowout proof here. Unless it's a massive blowout, we could probably see 26 or higher 20s. But there are definitely games that are close where he plays, he played 2 games ago 44.5 minutes. The game before that he played 36 and then 36 again. So most of these games he's playing a ton. So we can actually, if we think this game is going to be closer than the 10-point spread, give Anthony Davis some more minutes here. We could give him, 33 minutes, and then he's hit this in 69% of games, and he's played 33 minutes or more in 35 games so far this year. So most of the games he has played that many minutes and basically hits this in 70% of games when he plays that many minutes. So like in Anthony Davis in this game, that we are hoping that it's not a blowout and the Lakers can keep it close, and that LeBron and Anthony Davis will both play as well. So that's the picks for that game. Moving on to a later game in here, one of our picks here is going to be Jordan Clarkson, and an interesting one on the channel. We've never given out a Goblin pick, but I liked Jordan Clarkson on the straight assist here at 3.5, but they don't have that up. So we are going to go to the Goblin here at 2.5. If the 3.5 assist pops up for Clarkson, I do like that one, but since it's not up there, we're going to go to a Goblin here at 2.5 assists for Jordan Clarkson. One that he's absolutely been smashing all year, and I think they can keep this game close with no Joel Embiid against Philadelphia. So liking Jordan Clarkson here to hit this one. On the assists at 3.5 on the over, he's hit that in 69% of games. Pretty nuts, and hasn't hit it in the last 3. So even before that, he was hitting this in almost 75% of his games, which has been pretty crazy. In his last, 20 games, the least amount of minutes he's played is 22 and 23 twice, and then a game with 27. But in closer games, which I think this could be closer, he's playing 31 plus minutes as well. So we can go over here and lock him in for 29 minutes, and he's hit this in 80% of games so far this year. And then if we move this down to the Goblin, which I do like the 3.5 if that one comes back on non-Goblin, but if we can only get the Goblin here, he's hit this in 92% of games, over 2.5 Jordan Clarkson has. And I think he's actually going to be in a pretty good spot here, and I hope that Utah will keep it close. They've been playing extremely fast, and I do like Clarkson to hit this one. So going to Clarkson here on the assists on the over, and then going to move on to some Sixers picks. So this one, no Embiid. Tyrese Maxey is still questionable. No lines are up for him. For some reason, it seems like Prizepicks thinks he's not going to play, but their coach said that he thinks that Maxey will play in this game. So I would lean on the side of Maxey playing. I still think some of these Sixers lines are too high, even if Maxey doesn't play. So I'm going to be taking some unders. Kelly Oubre is going to be the first. Under on Oubre, 19.5 points. He needs 20 in this game. Oubre has not had a great season, and with Maxey, it's not going to be as good for him either playing, and this is just a high line in general. So if we come look at Kelly Oubre on Outlier, over 19.5 points. He's only hit this 21% so far this season, and he's only hit this in 7 of 34 games. But obviously, we got to look at games without Joel Embiid, and Oubre has hit this in half the games, which looks a little bit better. But then if we go to games where Embiid didn't play, but Maxey did play, you can see this drops down to 2 of 6 games where Oubre has hit this one. So not liking Oubre here. I think that Maxey has a pretty good chance to play, and even if he doesn't, still going to be a fairly high line here for Oubre. So hedging the bets, and I would imagine if they get news that Maxey is definitely locked in, we could see this one drop down to 17.5 or something like that. So going down on the under of Oubre here on the straight points. And then we're going to move on to another Sixer whose props I think are just too high here, Tobias Harris. And for Harris, going to be taking the under on the points as well at 24.5. Just a line that I think is too high here. He needs 25 points in this game, and we can come over and look at Harris. Basically the same situation here as Oubre, but we could see Harris on the points. He needs 25. That's something he's done 14% of the games and barely got there last game. Got to 26, 1 point basically over what he needs tonight, and that was one of his best games of the season. So obviously, without Embiid, we can look at the same thing over here. He's only hit this in 30% of games with Embiid out. So even with Embiid being out, he's still only hit this in 30% of games, but overall 14% of games. And then we can look at games with Maxey and see that I guess this just drops down by 1% when Maxey plays with him. But Tobias Harris, this is an extremely high line for him and Kelly Oubre, especially when You know, it's still up in the air if Maxey does play in this game. I would think that these lines for Harris and Oubre are going to drop. So getting in on this one early, I don't think they'll announce it. This is a pretty late game, so it could be like, you know, an hour or two before game time. So I think getting in this one before it's announced could be a smart play here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, get over in the private Discord. We have 5+ cappers giving out their favorite picks. You can see that 3 for 3 from Volo today on just his favorite picks. Also could see some massive hits, 6 for 6 NBA hits on back-to-back days. I posted and hit a 5 for 5 pick slip here just 2 days ago as well. So some massive hits going on in the private Discord. You're definitely going to want to check it out. Less than $1 per day on the monthly plan. So get in there. We'll see you in the Discord, or subscribe to the channel, and you'll see you in the next video.